When you're looking for a heavier or a thicker looking stitch, instead of switching to a thicker thread and then having to adjust by putting a thicker needle in like a top stitch needle, stitch number 2 is a triple straight stitch. So when it stitches, it's going to do 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. Now I'm sewing this on the diagonal because I've got something else I want to show you too. But I love the fact that this gives it such a nice professional looking stitch without me having to do much of anything. So I've kind of got this nice fun pink thread, so it's very dramatic, especially when you end up with 3 stitches on top of each other. You notice it looks just as good on the back side because every time it goes forward or back, it goes into the exact same hole as it made ahead of time. Notice the stitch length, the default setting is 4. That is nice and long because it does give it that really pretty look of a top stitching thread, but without having to go find top stitching thread at all. So I sewed it on the diagonal because I wanted to show you. This is considered also a stretch stitch. Notice that it is not popping when I pull along this bias part of the fabric. So it's very durable. It doesn't look like you sewed it 3 times because you only sewed it once, and yet it looks so professional on anything that you might want that nice embellishment on. Now, you also have a triple zigzag, and that's stitch number 8. So all you'd have to do is pick it. You can make it wider or a little narrower. You can play with the settings, but let's just go ahead and give you a quick little idea of how that will look just by stitching it at the settings that this machine saves at. Oh boy, this is just amazing. So that should give you enough to kind of go by here. Look how thick and rich that looks. Almost has a rickrack look, but again can be very durable for something that you are reinforcing on any thickness of fabric.